Right now. It is a very sad thing for our country. It's poisoning the blood of our country.
Picture this, a cityscape alive with the hustle and bustle of urban life, where stories unfold on the streets of New York City. Now imagine a narrative woven with threads of fear and concern, spun by none other than former President Donald Trump and New York Police Department, NYPD, Commissioner Edward Caban. Their claim? A surge in crime fueled by migrants, casting a shadow over the city. Trump, ever the showman, took to his Truth Social platform to sound the alarm, labeling it Biden migrant crime, painting a dark picture of danger looming large. Commissioner Caban echoed similar sentiments, citing a wave of migrant crime washing over the city in recent months. These claims found fertile ground in the aftermath of two headline-grabbing incidents in Times Square, igniting debates and stirring emotions across the board. But amidst the drama, one crucial detail seems to be missing: hard evidence. Despite these sensational headlines, NYPD statistics actually show a decrease in major crimes like shootings and murder. But why the alarm bells? Well, it's no secret that politics is in the air, especially with the 2024 elections on the horizon. Trump's return to the spotlight, coupled with his relentless criticism of President Joe Biden's immigration policies, adds fuel to the fire. It's all part of a larger game, where immigration serves as a powerful pawn in the battle for public opinion. So, here we are, caught in the crossfire of claims and counterclaims. But amidst the noise, one question lingers. Are these claims based in reality, or are they simply tools in the political playbook? In our quest for truth, we'll dig deeper, unraveling the story behind the headlines to separate fact from fiction. Let's dive in. Former President Donald Trump's rhetoric has never been known for its subtlety, and his recent statements on the purported Biden migrant crime wave are no exception. Trump, utilizing his Truth Social platform, has amplified claims of a looming crisis in New York City, echoing sentiments previously voiced by NYPD Commissioner Edward Caban. These claims, however, have drawn criticism from city leaders who have labeled them as baseless fearmongering. Trump painted a dire picture of a new category of crime emerging in the city, attributing it to what he termed Biden migrant crime. He warned of its purportedly significant and violent nature, evoking a sense of imminent danger. Trump's reach is undeniable, with his posts reaching millions of followers across various social media platforms where he has consistently attacked President Joe Biden's border policies and stoked fears surrounding immigration. Adding fuel to the fire, Trump lashed out at what he perceives as the financial burden imposed by migrants, claiming he paid approximately $300 million in taxes while migrants take over New York. He accused the Biden administration of orchestrating a case against him, framing it as election interference. Trump's narrative of a migrant crime wave finds traction in recent incidents, including the assault of two NYPD officers in Times Square by 5 migrants, who have since pleaded not guilty and await trial. In Trump's eyes, the surge in crime, particularly incidents involving asylum seekers, corroborates his long-standing stance against illegal migration, bolstering his claims and resonating with his base. However, amidst the fervor of political rhetoric, the veracity of these claims remains a subject of scrutiny and debate. NYPD Commissioner Edward Caban's assertion of a surge in migrant-related crime has added fuel to the fiery debate surrounding immigration in New York City. Caban cited 2 high-profile incidents in Times Square as evidence of this supposed trend, echoing sentiments previously voiced by former President Donald Trump. However, critics have pointed out the lack of substantial evidence to support these claims, cautioning against the potential consequences of such inflammatory rhetoric. Trump's amplification of Caban's remarks underscores the danger of inaccuracies being weaponized in a highly politicized environment, particularly as the 2024 elections loom large. With Trump's vast social media reach and relentless attacks on President Joe Biden's immigration policies, fears around immigration have been stoked, leading to heightened tensions. Murad Awade, executive director of the New York Immigration Coalition, expressed concern that such rhetoric could embolden vigilantes and harm vulnerable newcomers. He cited an incident where a man was wrongly labeled as a migrant and a shoplifter during a live TV interview, highlighting the dangers of unfounded accusations. While both Mayor Eric Adams and Commissioner Caban have acknowledged the majority of migrants as law-abiding, their cautionary remarks often get overshadowed by more sensational rhetoric. Nonetheless, Caban emphasized the threat posed by a small number of migrants committing crimes, stressing the need for vigilance to keep the city safe. Despite the alarmist rhetoric surrounding claims of a migrant-driven crime surge in New York City, the evidence to support such assertions remains conspicuously absent. The NYPD's failure to substantiate Commissioner Caban's claims with concrete data raises questions about the validity of the narrative being propagated. Police statistics paint a different picture, showing a decrease in major crime categories such as shootings and murder. Despite requests for data to support Caban's claims, the NYPD has declined to provide such information, leaving the assertions unsubstantiated. NYPD Deputy Commissioner of Public Information Tarek Shepard attempted to reconcile Trump's inflammatory language with the department's stance, acknowledging the existence of a new category of crime, but downplaying its significance in the broader context of crime in the city. Shepard defended Caban's statement, emphasizing that while some crimes may be linked to migrants, they do not represent a substantial portion of overall crime rates. However, the department's handling of migrant-related crimes has at times contributed to a perception of a more widespread issue than may actually exist. The selective publicizing of migrant crimes may distort the reality of the situation, further complicating efforts to discern fact from fiction in the ongoing debate over immigration and crime. City leaders have been quick to condemn the unsubstantiated claims of a migrant crime wave, labeling them as baseless fear-mongering. Their criticisms reflect a concern over the potential consequences of spreading alarmist rhetoric without credible evidence. Mayor Eric Adams and other officials have emphasized the need for responsible discourse on immigration issues, cautioning against the scapegoating of migrant communities. Murad Awaude, executive director of the New York Immigration Coalition, expressed worry that such inflammatory language could incite violence against vulnerable newcomers. These reactions underscore the importance of evidence-based policymaking and thoughtful dialogue in addressing complex social issues like immigration and crime. Don't forget to subscribe to stay informed about these issues. The propagation of unfounded claims regarding a migrant crime wave in New York City carries significant political ramifications, particularly as the 2024 elections loom large. The use of inflammatory rhetoric surrounding immigration has long been a staple of political discourse, and the resurgence of such narratives underscores their enduring potency in shaping public opinion. Former President Donald Trump's amplification of these claims serves to galvanize his base and mobilize support for his political agenda. By framing the issue as a crisis exacerbated by President Joe Biden's policies, Trump seeks to position himself as a champion of law and order, tapping into fears surrounding immigration to rally his supporters. However, critics argue that Trump's rhetoric is not only misleading but also dangerous, fueling xenophobia and stoking tensions within communities. Mayor Eric Adams, while acknowledging the need for vigilance in addressing crime, has emphasized the importance of responsible discourse and evidence-based policymaking. His contradictory stance on migrants, exemplified by his participation in a Bronx police raid targeting alleged criminals, underscores the complexity of the issue. Adams' actions, coupled with his subsequent remarks defending the migrant community, highlight the delicate balancing act facing political leaders navigating the intersection of immigration and crime. While advocating for public safety, they must also uphold principles of inclusivity and fairness, avoiding the demonization of entire communities based on the actions of a few. Moreover, the lack of concrete evidence to support claims of a migrant crime wave raises questions about the integrity of the narrative being propagated. Without empirical data to substantiate these assertions, they risk being dismissed as mere political posturing, further eroding trust in the institutions responsible for ensuring public safety. In light of these criticisms, it becomes imperative for political leaders to approach the issue of immigration and crime with nuance and sensitivity. Rather than resorting to fear-mongering tactics, they should engage in constructive dialogue aimed at addressing the root causes of crime while upholding the rights and dignity of all individuals, regardless of their immigration status. As the 2024 elections draw nearer, the debate over immigration and crime is likely to intensify, with competing narratives vying for dominance in the political arena. Ultimately, the outcome of this debate will not only shape the electoral landscape, but also have far-reaching implications for the social fabric of American society. It is incumbent upon political leaders to rise above partisan rhetoric and work towards solutions that promote safety, justice, and inclusivity for all. Claims of a migrant crime wave, propagated by figures like Donald Trump, Edward Caban, and Eric Adams, can have profound effects on public perception and safety. By framing migrants as a threat to public safety, these individuals risk stoking fear and animosity towards immigrant communities, potentially leading to vigilantism and other forms of discrimination. Specific incidents, such as the false accusation of a man as a migrant and shoplifter during a live TV interview, illustrate the real-world implications of such rhetoric. In this case, the man was wrongly targeted by members of the Guardian Angels, a vigilante group, based on unfounded claims made on camera. This incident highlights the dangers of irresponsible language and the potential for innocent individuals to become targets of harassment or violence. Moreover, the demonization of migrants can exacerbate tensions within communities and undermine efforts to foster trust and cooperation between law enforcement and immigrant populations. When migrants are portrayed as criminals or threats, it can deter them from seeking help or reporting crimes, further compromising public safety for all. Furthermore, the normalization of xenophobic rhetoric and political discourse can have lasting consequences for social cohesion and inclusivity. By perpetuating stereotypes and promoting divisive narratives, politicians risk deepening divisions within society and alienating vulnerable populations. In light of these concerns, political leaders and public figures need to exercise caution when discussing issues related to immigration and crime. Instead of scapegoating migrant communities, they should work towards solutions that address the root causes of crime while upholding the rights and dignity of all individuals. The NYPD's approach to addressing migrant crimes reflects a delicate balancing act between law enforcement priorities and societal perceptions. While the department has a policy of not asking about immigration status during arrests, it has been criticized for selectively publicizing certain crimes as migrant-related, potentially perpetuating stereotypes and biases. From a legal standpoint, the presumption of innocence and due process rights must be upheld for all individuals, regardless of their immigration status. By adhering to these principles and adopting evidence-based approaches to crime prevention and enforcement, law enforcement agencies can foster trust and cooperation within diverse communities while promoting public safety for all. Political leaders and public figures must prioritize accuracy and responsibility in their discourse, recognizing the potential consequences of fear-mongering and scapegoating. Moving forward, addressing crime and immigration issues requires a nuanced and compassionate approach, one that acknowledges the complexities of the issue while promoting unity and understanding. While it's important to address legitimate concerns, using these issues as election propaganda only serves to further divide us. Ultimately, voters must weigh the facts and choose leaders who prioritize solutions over political maneuvering. Subscribe to stay informed and engaged in meaningful discussions.